Hey guys, welcome to Vampires. What are we doing?
No, it's okay. I gotta hit the record button.
Oh, all right. You know what I really miss? Your brewery.
I don't miss it.
I do. I truly do.
Those were good days.
Yeah, they were good days. Welcome to Vampires and Vitae. Thank you so much for joining us at our table today. Like we normally do, we're going to start off with a little bit of introduction to what who you playing at my table today. Tyler.
Baby.
Hello.
Baby! I don't know if you're a fan of the old school or the new school, but this is a blast from the past.
I didn't even go to school.
Yeah, fair enough. Tell us a little about who you playing at my table today without giving away too much.
Well, it's good to be back in the saddle for this week. Be nice to get back to the podcast on a regular scheduled
Coming up.
Sundays coming up. So that will be fun. As for now, I'm playing a little temporary character who is an associate of the wonderful Betty Page. Somebody of some significance. You'll probably have heard of them when you get to meet this person. And I hope I do them some good justice.
I'm really looking forward to it.
I guess the only thing I could say is that they are Malkavian.
Yeah,
Dun.
nothing's going to go off the rails at all.
That's your tidbit. That's your crumb of the day.
I like the crumb. All right, Melinda, give us a little bit of background about who you're playing at my table today.
Yeah. So I play Militissa, currently with 2 eyebrows instead of 1.
Yes.
Courtesy
By the way,
of Cole.
I personally am going to make a retcon. I said you looked like Godot, with the eyebrows. I realized I missed exactly what you look like.
Yeah.
You look like
Demi Moore.
yeah, from what's it called? G.I. Jane.
Yeah.
That's the look.
Yeah, the buzz cut cigar.
Yeah, suck
is where
my
2 eyebrows.
This is where I
suck
get up
my
and have to
dick.
slap you.
You know what I mean? Like covered in blood, just the whole thing. Yeah. Fucking warrior woman with great eyebrows.
Yeah. There's
And a shaved head.
Yeah.
So, yeah. There we go.
She was a hot, bald woman.
Dude, she killed it.
So is Militissa, I mean, in her very nun way.
Without the caterpillar, now we get the exposed. You did
No, I
become
think
a butterfly.
I think she's even better with the unibrow, to be honest.
You know
Yeah, I was
what?
getting real Death by Snoo Snoo vibes.
Yes,
right. Well-
absolutely.
Like maybe in Turkey, but like not other places. Right, Roger gives a little bit of background about you played at my table today.
All right, today I am playing Bogey, the Nosferatu investigator.
Yeah, man.
And he's still hasn't really delved into what his symbol does now.
Sure.
That he
sure.
got back.
You got
So
some work.
I'm looking forward to figuring that out.
Maybe finding a actual practitioner of magic could be useful in your future.
And I got a couple of one-legged birds with me.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. You know what's sad? The last episode we didn't have you. If you are joining in for the next time, this is the first time you saw us. The only thing I lamented was not being able to give the birds commentary. What was going on? Kai, a hater of birds. Sean, give us a little background about who you played at our
I
table
am
today.
playing Kai, hater of birds, though I do want to fly soon, maybe in my suit. Just saying.
Ooh.
Kidding.
You're
Well,
not kidding. You want to
you're
fly
not
in a
kidding.
suit.
I'm not kidding.
You know.
Well, you know what? You've met a very specific werewolf that could legitimately help you with that.
Nice.
You don't have a lot of episodes left in London, so if that's something you want to do, I say that there is one person on the board that you have met that can do that for you. Something to think about. Mm-hmm. All right.
Neat.
Well, you are obviously missing Margie, just like we are, especially for this particular episode. She may be joining us later in the campaign this evening, but we're just going to roll in like we're going to do our best with that amazing cast member missing. Let's hope to see her later. If not, you'll be seeing her next week. All right. As we have been doing, it's doing a recap. Militissa, it's the sound of the live band. Their voices almost sound warped, like a record that has spent too much in the sun. They're singing live, and you look over to this huge, true mirage of what it would be like to be outside during a sunny day on the beach. Think Kalakaua Avenue when it comes to Waikiki Beach. The rolling sands, you can hear it piped in, as you're walking
Okay, so
through.
there's like ambiance.
Yeah, right. There,
Piped in,
yeah,
okay.
a soundscape has been made to convince all the people of the dam that they're spending a day at the beach. The splashing of people setting up a beach volleyball too high and too perfect, and the slam down should have been an obvious point, and then it's immediately picked back up. And the laughter, even though you can almost feel the true anger between both sides of the pool in front of you. This chair that you're looking at, the prints that you set in place, was really your plan.
Mm-hmm.
Betty Page, maybe too much decadence. 20 years ago. She was a certain person 20 years ago. You sure that's the same person sitting on that throne? Your eye scans and you see that beautiful mural behind her. Perfect 50s feel of like Beach Boys. Like if you go back and listen to an old CD, you get that feeling of what it must have been like to be part of that, moondoggy world. That's been painted gorgeously, painstakingly behind her. You just see her hands drubbing on two bald-headed individuals, one female, one male, both sides. And she takes in your collective. She lowers her sunglasses.
Uh-huh. I elbow Elise.
Elise goes to speak, and all you see is her hand movement go, as into, not now. Elise goes, and it almost gets caught in her throat. You know what, Kai? A little symbol on your new green Auspex clicks. You don't know what it does yet, but there's a symbol. Why don't you give me a technology and a cult to see?
Also, I can't stand how much I love those sunglasses. I'm obsessed with them.
Bitch, I'm fabulous.
What a great find.
Am I rolling? I rolled 5 or what?
For sixes.
None.
None. A little shockwave does go through everybody. If you had Auspex, do any of the rest of you have Auspex?
Did you pick your Auspex powers?
No.
Oh, Sean, you didn't do your homework?
No.
Well, it's okay.
Dang right.
It's okay. You don't even know how they work yet. So, it's just a function that you've turned on that you're just like, well, I guess I have Adobe. Now I have no idea how to use any of the software, but I have Adobe.
Your free trial has started.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Little icon. You don't know what to do with it yet. Does anybody else have Auspex or?
I'm not here right now.
Nope,
so
you are not.
My character
Can't
sheet's
answer that.
behind you, I just realized. So. He didn't do his homework. I didn't even bring my books to class.
Well, you're going to need them. So why don't you go burrow?
Oh, I'll grab them in a second.
All right, cool. So anyway, you do get a wash of you do see Elise kind of stutter, and the words are just caught in the back of her throat.
And that's the most un-Elise thing
Yeah,
ever.
and she just shh. Quiet comes down. Oh. You've done your homework. I don't see a little cheater in my presence, and neither have any of my spies, so well done, Elise. You're forgiven completely and utterly. You should have called me first, but we can work on that. But as for the rest of you, welcome to Elysium. I know you all quite well, but things have changed. Many things have changed. People, alliances, the state of the world, since you decided to take a small holiday. I'll need something for you. We're running out of drinks, as you can see. And as you're looking around, there's, every dead body that is drained, and you all know draining a body to death is attacks on a vampire. Something that many vampires hold very dear, their grip of humanity. What keeps them there? What keeps them important? What keeps them tethered to some form of understanding of diction and reason when it comes to the words of their existence? These people seem to have abandoned that. It's almost like watching somebody drain a Capri Sun and just throw it out the window of a convertible. There's another.
$200 fine for littering.
Yeah, right. Well, the Indian isn't crying anymore. There's not a world to save as far as these people are concerned. As another body gets thrown into the heap and person comes up with a mop to make sure that the beautiful recreation of a sunny day does not get impeded by just their drink being tossed away. I'm sure I could be very helpful for all of you here. She lowers down her sunglasses. I do owe you something anyway. You refresh my minibar. We can talk about what you want to do next.
Am I there?
Oh, yeah.
So, so
You've been squawking a lot.
So you owe us a boon, but we have to do you a favor before we can talk about the boon?
Oh.
I'm just making sure I'm understanding the situation. That's all. I'm sorry. It's true.
There's a moment that you see her like grip into one of the bald people. It's the gentleman, like the fingernails just going. There's no reaction. Almost like a fluttering of eyes as if they're getting pleasure instead of pain. Mm-hmm. What we set out to build together has been built. You weren't there for the creation of it. You set up the structure, but then you've abandoned me. And he like silences her again. Feel that again. You can make that same roll. The icon flipping in like just the cursory part of your vision.
1.
Better than last time.
Yes, it was.
It comes up in a like a language you don't. It's like mucho recondere. I mean, like you haven't figured out the
Vaguely
like,
Italian.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, right. You haven't figured out the like language settings yet, and it just comes as a general like as you try to click it, it gives you an explanation, a language you don't understand. You all do feel that shockwave, and like you can see Elise like shudder again. The world has changed, obviously. So what do you think about my little task? Pretty simple. I mean, I've seen you guys take down governments. A little bit of a snack run. Doesn't seem to be beyond your purview.
Oh, I mean, you've seen us tear down governments, and you've also seen us place princes in power. So, no, a little beverage run is not out of our capabilities.
Well, then we are in accord. You see, we were having a steady supply that we set up centuries ago, coming from the nearest hospital, but with everything going on, supplies are dwindling. We first of all want to know why. Those contracts were hard to break. And second of all, honestly, I was in the mood for Thai this evening. And we're just simply out.
How tragic for you.
It is. I mean, how are you supposed to make a Mai Tai?
Well, is there a repository that we're going to? Is
Of
there
course, there's a
some
cache.
more details would be
There's
helpful.
a cachet of all of our particular, and she like gestures back to all the friends. And there's this moment like when she like extends her hands, there's a pause of every single individual in that room. Like that little quick turn of the eyes towards you. And she continues as if the record never screeched.
Right.
Of course. Everything that anyone here would want, we've set up centuries ago. Taste, perspectives, reasons, all distilled within a safe place for the humans to go. Get help, of course. But tragedy before death does make the blood thicken and sweet.
Well, I'm not sure when the last time you were outside of your ivory tower, but it's quite messy out there. So.
I understand, and this is why I'm sending you. Is this an accord?
Seems so. So this place you're sending us, it's obviously not going to be an easy task. Otherwise, you wouldn't be sending
Well,
us.
it could be simple. I mean, I don't want to leave here.
Obviously.
Who would want to, honestly, a day at the beach? Isn't it beautiful?
That's one word for it.
You do hear that off stage.
I do.
Yeah. I mean, no expense has been spared. Don't you want to enjoy the end and eternal night? No, don't get me wrong. I have no interest in becoming a Setite. I already gave up on my own religion. I don't need a new one. But let's just see how it plays out.
So where are we going?
A hospital not far from here. In fact, I'll send one of my best lackeys with you. Clips in, and all he hears, oh my God, I like that.
Oh.
I will fucking kill you if the moment you leave this fight. You're not doing this. No. And he, like, all of a sudden pushed out from a door. You do see a very Adonis of a man. Couldn't be more jacked. We're thinking Terry Crews in look, just giant. A gorgeous face, perfectly shaved back head. He comes out, he's wearing a grass skirt and coconut bras and a ukulele upside down as if he was about to beat the fuck out of whoever just sent him out of here. Hey guys, I mean, this is a little bit embarrassing. Looks back to the guy that pushed him out and was like, you never leave here, because if you fucking leave Elysium, I'm going to fucking kill you first. All right. Well, hey. He goes, Francis? He's like, it's Frank. I prefer Frank. I've been telling you that for like 10 years. But good to see everybody. Bogey, give me a, history check. How do I do that?
Academics.
Right.
Academics, yeah. But you're going back.
politics.
You're going back to your own memory, though. So we're gonna go to wits and academics. Yeah. You don't recognize the face, but you recognize the voice.
2 dice.
Oh,
Ooh.
Better than I thought.
Scratching the tip of your memory, you just remember fighting in a huge war against an individual. You never got to cross blades with him. But as you were making a route in the opposing army, you just had this giant Adonis of a man walking his way through the center of your regular army people. And he was winning. Just a small spark of that. All right, so, yeah. So, Prince. Whatever you want, sir, madam. I don't know what you want to be called. What the fuck am I doing now? And also, like, can I, it's like, no. You hear that wave one more time. He doesn't flex the same way that Elise did. But it's more like a pulling on a choke chain to a very, very dangerous dog that has a little spike still around the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Dog still is angry. His dog still is just a parent.
Training collar.
Yeah, right. Pulls him back enough. You see him, eyebrows go up to the center of his head, and he goes, I guess the skirt's not that bad. What the fuck you want me to do here? Of course, you're going to be escorting my little pet. She finally does stand up. You can see her reach her fingernails into both of those heads. She finally gets out of the chair. Beauty. True beauty. She's not even using anything. Just the elegance. The true dominance of an individual that doesn't even have to worry about making sure that everyone's eyes on them. Just goes over and pats Elise on the head.
Oh, no.
You can react if you want.
I'll just, it's like an audible intake of breath.
Yep.
Like a,
Don't worry. After this, I'll let you speak again. We just need a refresh. You can bubble up whenever you want.
Okay. I think and probably at this point you just hear some screaming off stage in the distance. No, for fuck's sake, you can't look at the camera. You break everything when you look at the camera. The whole point is that I'm not here.
I was just, I mean, so it's like up and to the left?
No,
or?
no, I'm not. Don't look. Stop fucking looking.
I mean, like, what, you guys don't see someone try not to look in any direction at once and their eyes finally just go cross-eyed?
Stay there. Stay just like that. That's good. All right. Betty, no, this is not going to work. Betty.
Oh, God, for fuck's sake, honestly.
No, this is not working.
I was in the middle of doing a thing.
Okay, that's great. I was also in the middle of doing a thing, and it's impossible to do the thing here. Look, I understand. Capitalism creates consumerism. Consumerism creates resonance. Resonance creates religion, and religion is clinical when pushed through the eyes of capitalism. But it has to start with the truth, and there's no truth here. It's boring.
Jesus Christ, do you want to...
talking about?
Do you want to try to put a llama through a needle? Like,
Just smacking your
Who the fuck is this?
Yeah. Telemundo. You know what I mean?
God damn it.
You do see a man.
I mean, like it's just going through different languages as you're going through.
English.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You see a not quite middle-aged man, turtleneck sweater, white hair, clear rimmed glasses, some tight black jeans. Who is walked up? He's very kind of lanky, walking with a strange gait as he walks up to Betty. He's got a camera around his neck, and he's got a fanny pack with some various paint supplies, on his hip.
Is it Steve Jobs?
Exactly.
This is the future. I didn't make any of this.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, right.
Tyler's back. I'm all giddy.
Woo! Betty, it's not. I can't.
I understand.
I mean, it's not real, but like
Of
it's not.
course it's not
It's real in a
real, but
way
it
that
just-
doesn't work for me.
Have
My
you done-
point, my clinical analysis of religion and consumerism and religion and revenue, it doesn't work because this is all fake. I mean, watch this, and I take a tube of acrylic paint and I just throw it at like the stark white wall.
You have a moment that you mean like her background? Like
Yeah,
the paint, the mural?
yeah.
All right. Everyone that is within this like wonderful ultralized version of happiness like stops and looks at the painting.
No, give it a second.
All right. Starts to drip down. What color paint?
Like blue.
Blue. All right. Betty goes over and she like looks at you, eyes raised. One of the few people in her court that she will allow to have outburst. Like crosses her hands across it. She is a toreador. Give me a second. Yes, plus. The none of it looks like an oil painting. Like there's no like stack. Like how oil paintings like have almost like a three-dimensional aspect of it. She's running her hands down that blue. She is able to make it look like it blends into like the cloud coming towards you. But despite herself at the end, she shakes off the paint. it now looks like there's maybe a storm approaching. You know, this darker blue than that perfect, pristine sky that she had made. Oh, God. Fine. Why are you here? You want some reality?
Yes, for Christ's sake, you have not let me out of Elysium since the start of all of this, and there is a spark out there, and I gotta chase it. Okay, I gotta find it.
As she turns back from the, very large, beautiful painting, now with the beginning of a storm behind it. You could swear, all of you, there's almost like a lightning strike as she reached down one of her nails, as she like threw off the paint. Go with them then. If you need to deal with the end of it, why don't you? I mean, you won't die. I'm sending Francis. He's like, it's really Frank. I mean, I've been pretty obvious about that, but go with Francis and my little pet and her little friends. And, bring back some snacks. Does that sound okay with you?
Are we the little friends? Mm-hmm. Okay, just making
I look
sure.
at Frank. Is this guy going to be a hindrance?
As you say that, you see me just crawl up onto Frank and then get on his shoulders. Just gotta hold on.
Yeah, right. As
Frank, good to see you again.
Yeah, as you do, as you're crawling back onto his shoulders, one of your feet catches his coconut bra, and it just falls, and he goes, that's fine. I mean, that really did the coconut bra anyway.
Oh, Frank, I developed those Polaroids you wanted, and
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, and he goes to put it in his pockets, like fucking skirt. I mean, this is definitely not good. All right, yeah. So we're all good. We're all gonna go to get some.
apparently, good
Snacks.
to meet you. Are you the snack runners? All of you? Are you the who are these people?
I don't know. This guy kind of showed up.
We are the Hateful Four.
You give me a. Let's see how would you know them? History and intelligence.
Yeah, I would imagine Betty has told stories.
Yeah.
I mean, if we helped get her the throne, then
What about politics?
could be.
Yeah,
You said they overthrow governments,
they
right?
do.
There, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Kai doesn't do politics.
What's that?
So Kai doesn't do politics.
2 successes.
2 successes. You're aware of a few of the insurgent ideas that these guys have done. They're definitely people that fight against. They have changed the scope of the world. Usually never to anyone in power's perspective. They have their own agenda. Actually, it's a group that you would like to hang out with.
Morally gray guerrilla fighters.
Yeah, and they definitely have their own agendas. They have their own reasons to do what they want to do. They have somebody that your character, especially what you find interesting. They're counterculture to the nth. They're not anarchists. They have an actual plan. They don't want everyone to have freedom. They definitely have their own goals.
Okay, I can rock with this. It's good to meet you. I reach forward at a 45-degree angle, over Frank's head, and reach out my hand. Warhol, nice to meet you.
Warhol.
Yeah, we're the ones who are going to go get the juice boxes for the court.
Excellent.
Militissa.
Militissa.
Kai.
Kai.
Bogey.
Okay.
And
When you say bogey, one of your guys jumped down, and what you see is a one-legged raven that jumps down Bogey's hands as you're shaking it, and lifts one of his little pincers over to you.
Kitschy.
Yeah. He's a respectable father.
Yeah, he's got a duct tape patch over one eye.
Yes, he does.
a mechanical eye at that.
Love it.
Hops back up on the shoulder. You notice that now that you've taken in Bogey, you do see on this other side of his shoulder there is another raven, same kind of 1 foot. This one seems to have a crown and a duct tape crown with a bullet, one of those large caliber bullets, in the center of it. And she just goes, "Bah!" Turns her head around. You don't speak unless you do speak. Do you have animalism or?
I've got 5 in all specs, but no.
Well, if you want to, she seems to not be approved. Body language of a raven.
Yeah, it's a 50 cal bullet from a sniper rifle.
Yes, seems to be her.
I lean into Frank and I say, "Careful, there's a couple of weirdos in this group."
He looks down at the floor where his coconut bra has landed and is like, yeah, it has. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, it's probably better to get out of here, though. I mean, I got to get out of this fucking skirt because I'm about to show everybody why I'm famous. So I have a thing that
All right, well, I guess we should go on our way now. Once you change.
you do see, the prince does give you the leave. Taking a couple of minutes, you're brought into more of a green room setting. There's obviously still drinks being passed around. If anyone needs to rejuice up, here's a good time to do it. Nice and warm, also chilled. Bits of oregano. I mean, like if you'd prefer most of the things, they're being offered.
Big bowl of M&Ms, but no orange ones.
Exactly. Absurd requests are being offered. Like, would you like, a 45-year-old virgin? Like that's being offered around.
It's Steve Carell.
Yes.
Alley Cat. I need someone who has donated blood, perhaps violently.
Of course. I mean, like somebody just comes in and like throws you a. Explain Alley Cat again to me. Sorry.
Alley Cat, it's like a full-on assault during the feed. Like this would happen in a dark alley.
Taken by force.
Yeah.
Of course. In fact, it's one of our largest supplies. Brings it. He goes, pick a color. And he has this color spectrum of all the races.
Oh, I want just the darkest, reddest blood.
Native American it is. Boom. It's
An unwilling victim.
fucking
Yeah.
pristine. It is at the moment of their death. What you're getting is when you diablerize when you drain a human all the way through, that last heartbeat is the sweetest, the only thing that you can satiate yourself with. But if you take that in, you'll lose something about yourself. This was only a small amount, only one blood point,
Yeah.
but it is the end, that last heartbeat. You're not going to have to suffer losing your humanity, but it is that last moment before beep.
Right. Got it. Perfection.
Yeah, and it is to your. Oh, Jesus.
You okay?
Thank you.
It's amplified.
Very true. Very true.
It's on the interwebs for
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Definitely not going to make its way into a short.
All right. Yep, for sure. That's not going to be internet forever. And Frank does come back up. He's wearing business casual, jacket, T-shirt underneath, nice and like form-fitting white T-shirt, gray jacket, gray slacks. Looks way more comfortable. Comes back out with you.
I've got some like medium-sized canvases strapped to my back.
You're like Andy Warhol. Like Warhol, or are you just
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you know another one?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Yep, that's that character. Do you know another one? Yeah.
Nice eye, by the way. See,
Yeah.
it's pushing out a little pulsating
The green one.
wave.
Yeah, I still. Yeah, I'm working on it.
Okay. Well, if you need anything,
God,
just,
you've been
just
working
let me
on
know.
that for a while now.
As soon as his dice roll right, we're all going to be really impressed.
Damn it.
Should we call Jeff?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well,
I don't know if I
actually,
want Jeff.
oddly enough, you do know that it works within the principle of auspex. So just something that you have figured out, even though you can't figure out the user menu yet,
Yeah.
you do know that it is using auspex as something. Right. Everybody goes, I mean, the hospital's not that far away, but it's kind of fucking crazy out there.
Thank God.
I know. I know. You like to see a little bit of action. That's cool. I mean, I've been stuck there. Can you believe they put me in a dress made of sticks?
Yes.
Not my finest hour, honestly. So, but you guys all ready to go? Honestly, this would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Warhol, when's the last time you got out?
When's the last time man truly lived? 87?
Roughly 87. Yeah.
May 9th, 12 o'clock. You know?
Oh, you're in for a shock.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep. As you guys are in the equipment area, all of your bullets have been regenerized by, Frank is, by the way, those that have not met Frank, we're talking about like all of you have military experience. He actually takes a moment of view as you guys are going down in an elevator to like get to like where you're going to apparently find your mobile ability, probably a Jeep or something like that. And he goes, "So you brought a cyborg?" Or, yeah. He like comes over and like kind of knocks on
Not a
your chest.
cyborg.
Ah, talks. Hey, there you go.
This is Kai.
Ah, nice to meet you. You're like, yeah, he actually does have to look up to you, but not very much. Like he's not a giant by any means, but he's perfectly in proportion. Like he's just a big guy that turned right at his prime. It's got to get hot in there, huh? I mean, I used to wear armor too, but like, we heal pretty well.
That's comfy.
Oh, looks like it.
He's got air conditioning.
Oh, yeah? That's pretty cool.
Oh, is it like a thing? You never take it off?
Yeah.
Oh, you remind me of my ex.
Fair enough. All right.
He was fine. He was actually, I wonder what he's up to. I wonder if he's still alive. Frank, have you heard from Vol?
Oh,
Really? You gonna cannon that?
Yep, that just happened.
You gonna cannon that?
Well, I figured he'd call once in a while.
I haven't seen Bill in quite a while.
rude.
I mean, hey, he does his own things. The last time I heard, he was just like, angry about some kind of painting or something like that.
Sounds like Vol.
Yeah, it sounds like him. I mean, yeah. Hi. How'd I know you? Did I like kill your cousin or something?
this is the most
Possibly.
awkward
Yeah.
Been around
elevator
for a
ride
while.
ever.
Yeah, you look pretty fucking old there. I like it. You got some pretty cool birds. That's awesome.
Yeah, they're new friends. They were enemies. Now they're friends,
So
and they're useful.
he takes a second and he sees your totem. I think I know your sire.
Really.
Oh, long time ago. It's accidental that you and me fought on the different sides of a war, but yeah, I'm a little bit of a Windsor man myself. I know that you fought for somebody else.
A Windsor
I
man?
have.
As a game master. I mean, someone like him, coming from where he is. He's fought some wars in history.
Yeah.
I never got, and like, there's a moment that he's like, he's not sizing you up in a detrimental way. Like that same moment that you had of like being on like the side of a battle and him charging through the middle, like right when he says that, like you remember your two eyes locking, and he took a step to find a worthy warrior to fight, and just the tide of the battle, pushed you guys away. That would have been something. Looks like that's not what I remember that symbol looking like, though.
What do you mean?
Like there's that little bit of grease still stuck on it from whatever that bag was that was surrounding it. That looks a little glossy to me.
It's still got a little goo on it. Somebody else had it for a while.
Yeah. Might want to go get that checked out before you really use it. Not that I know nothing, but, me and your sire weren't adversaries, unless we were both asked to fight for somebody else. I know what something like that means.
That's how things were back then.
He just nods. There's an appreciation of just,
And things really haven't changed much.
yeah. It's
The
like,
more they change, the more they stay the same.
true. I mean, dolphins still suck, so I mean, that's
Oh my God.
universal.
dolphins.
What are we talking about?
I hate those
Totems over here?
bastards.
He like looks at you, just like, so you know. I mean, how do you?
Absolutely.
Oh my God, we're gonna be besties, aren't we? This is gonna be amazing. I got a new friend. Can't wait to tell my brother. All right, that's fantastic. The elevator stops. Door opens. You have a collection of different vehicles: a tank, a Jeep, a Humvee. You know, like all lined up.
And wouldn't we need something with holding capacity to fill up with the jukeboxes?
Like the Humvee.
Does it have a jacuzzi?
There's a limo in the back. Yeah.
Depends. Do you have a swimsuit, Kai?
Who needs a swimsuit?
You're right. I get naked. No.
Just an ability. Just
It's water.
Tear away.
yeah, right. Everything you wear is tearaway. That's great.
So what is it about this totem? Is this important? Is this a thing that I need to know about?
Totem.
It's total.
Is it like a stim toy? What is?
No. I mean, it's a thing that his master used to carry around. I don't think he knew exactly what it was. Neither do I. But I know it was important.
Right,
And
I can take a look at it if you want.
Take it off of my neck, but I'll hold it out to you.
Gross. Okay.
you do feel like almost like as if it was constantly covered in olive oil.
Okay. Don't like that.
Do that.
Excellent. I'm going to use Spirit's Touch.
For the class at home, what does Spirit's touch do for you?
Let's find out.
Spirit's touch for 100, Alex.
And you let me know if this works or not. By touching an inanimate object, aka
works
the
so
totem,
far.
okay, or the ground at a location, so we're doing an inanimate object, the vampire can sense the emotional residue left by those who have handled that object or visited the location in the past. The user gains insight to not only that person, but also what was done and under what circumstance.
Okay, so just like spill all the tea for you?
Have that in your pocket.
While rarely
Pretty
crystal
much.
clear, the information
Aw,
often
specs, man.
provides leads impossible to gain from regular forensics and deduction. So it's not like a crystal clear thing, but stuff. You know, it's pretty. You know,
Yeah, you're right there.
and then it's intelligence plus aspects. So I'm just gonna grab my little flavor.
Let's see how much you get out of it, because yep, that will give you a fucking really cool window into his past. So yeah, it's really cool.
Show me your soul.
Yeah, right. So let's see how much you get.
And then what is my intelligence? I'm pretty sure he's a smart guy.
He'd be I mean,
16.
he may be a genius, but he also may not be smart. You know, like there's savants of brilliance, but
Yeah.
Jesus, chunk.
Nice.
He's not a fighter though, so don't expect much if we get into combat.
I was going to ask that too.
That's all right. We've got Kai and Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's 3
Don't sell
successes.
yourself short. Bogey.
Couple of ones. What are you gonna do about it?
That's it.
3, what you have is a flash of the original creator, a woman that is just slowly chiseling down a whale tooth bone. You can kill a whale or you can find one on the shore. You have a flash of her killing a whale, like with a spear, like lightning striking behind the sky as she's coming down, jumping off of a ship with a large dragon in the front, like the sculpture of one. And she
AC/DC
comes
is
down and like you can feel the impact, and you get that like, and the being underneath water and just the blood and blubber being separated from her as she rips out one of the tusks of this whale. You get back up to the sea and you can just feel her slowly but surely, like working upon this different version of ivory from the sea. You can see her pledging her allegiance to a individual she hates, but has no choice but to say yes to. A war that erupts around it, and are constantly filing down this particular totem. A moment, somebody younger than her, you don't hear heartbeats, the handoff of it. Then you feel 3 successes.
Yep.
The oil starts to fill your mind. That touch, that residue that was on the actual totem itself. It starts to almost sink into the clear pieces of the personality that you're starting to develop from this. The reasons and the feelings that were put behind this totem. You can see a wolf that is being pulled back and like hit with small spears. Like it's starting, straggling. It's in a thick wood. It's more ethereal now. It's like it's backing up and barking and still trying to get to what it needs to go to. The person that has conjured such a strong feeling. You hear its master, oddly, for some reason, the feeling of Loki passes through your mind. But these inky black spears are keeping back that wolf. The call is there, but the wolf cannot go. That's your artistic perspective.
Okay, so Andy's eyes are bleeding a little bit.
So the totem is Fenrir.
We got hand carved whalebone, oil, a war, promises kept but not loved. This is not a gift and it is not a curse. It is more of a conduit. It's also gross.
That oily residue just seemed to stay on the tips of your fingers, though. You wipe it off on your trousers, and like it just seems to stick. You know, it's. I'm not saying it's going to stick forever, but it does seem to stick.
It's like egg white.
Yeah. Yes, it's like egg whites.
Can't get that
takes
shit
takes
off.
a while. Yeah. You guys have a plethora of cards to choose from.
Militissa just starts heading towards the Humvee, climbs in the passenger seat.
Done.
All right.
How many juice boxes are we supposed to be getting?
They kind of ate a lot. I mean, like a lot. I imagine that,
She gets out and takes out the third row seating.
No, you got to pull the strap. No, that strap. The one on the top. That. No, yeah, the other strap.
She just rips the metal.
Oh, that'll do. All right. Doors are open. Where you pull out of is actually like a lifting garage. You went down to the basement to find this large depository of vehicles. Taking the Humvee, starting to raise up. I think we can probably take this most of the way there. So everyone's strapped in, ready to go. Yeah, right.
Next to Bogey, we're just
Yeah, right.
Knees all the way up in your
Yeah, right.
chest.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, he's taking off the top, right? So, so it's like one of those Humvees that just have been
Convertible.
So you're like Marmaduke in the little tiny car.
with the head on top of
power
it.
wheels. Just look like
That's great.
Start driving and your cheeks start going.
Yeah. As it pulls out.
Just pull up a little camcorder.
Yep. Yes, as you're just recording everybody.
Everyone just act natural. I'm not here. And then I use the level 1 obfuscate.
Are you gonna jerk off by yourself in the corners? Is what's going on?
Yeah, right. It's
It
a
might
free
come to that.
it's a free use where if I'm standing perfectly still, I can't be seen.
Yeah.
So you just see
Like Drax.
Yeah.
in between the lights where they go over
The chip.
I just disappear.
Yeah.
You just see a little red light from the camera.
That's wonderful. As you guys are going through, you do notice that London hasn't been hit quite as hard as New York has.
fix that.
Yeah, right. The large skyscrapers maybe have been a scar when it comes to the way of you seeing it because you just had such large buildings that were there. Big Ben still stands though. You can always pick that up in the distance. Gives you a good Geiger counter of like where you are in the city. Some of the buildings have been burnt out and bombed. Some of the places have been ransacked and raided. There's definitely been some looting going around, but not nearly the kind of devastation that came to New York.
Is that an honest to God haberdashery?
Talk about a willpower point.
No. I never get those. All
Yes.
right.
The store owner, as you say, is at a haberdashery. is in the front with a shotgun, like, just standing in front, guarding his presence. You know what I mean? Like he's still selling hats, and he's still in front of his building.
Gerald's a good man.
Yeah. As you say that.
Yeah.
Yep. Talk about a Mad Hatter. You definitely would own one of Gerald's hats.
Well, like a dozen.
Yeah. I mean, like, yes. As you go by, there is a person. That one, when you see that, you see the lights that do flicker on in that one building. That brings you to a larger understanding that there's still people here. People are still trying to get along with their days. Like you can see that, like, little soup kitchens being traded with, like, like, oddly enough, like Boots this time, like for a family meal of like 4. You can see that people are trading. Frank has been driving now for about 20 minutes, and he does pull over and say, we should probably walk from here. I mean, the road gets pretty bad up from, where we are. So, everyone out of the cab. Pulls over.
Okay. You climb out.
Boots on the ground. I get on my shoulders.
Yeah.
Yep. As you, as you guys are walking,
It's on the ground as I get on his shoulder. Sorry, that took a second.
Yep.
Caught up.
You do see a bunch of like cops, but they're tired. 5 o'clock shadow. These are not the clean cut cops that you'd see it on. They're wearing their uniform, but you can see ash and small burns on their lapels. Like a couple of them have like riot gear. A couple of them have like obviously they raided their own stuff, automatic weapons. Some of them only have billy clubs. Walking past
That's
you.
unusual to see a Bobby with a weapon.
With a weapon, yeah, this is, shit has hit the fan.
It's the end of times.
Yeah, they seem to be like surrounding like the corners and all walking in one certain direction. Like they're headed towards something. One of them bumps into you, Kai.
I just look down at him.
Yeah, looks up to you, and like all he's seeing is like a metal monstrosity in front of him. Like he goes, He goes up to blow a whistle, like, to get the rest of the cops going.
Militissa just takes the whistle out of his hand.
He looks over to you, although you're pretty hot right now. So, I mean, like...
Smoke show with a cigar and a buzz cut.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am?
Yes?
It's just like
You need
the
to know.
hand's like trembling as he's like looking over at Kai, just like,
He's on your
Hi.
side.
Oh.
Hey, eyes to me, eyes to me, eyes to me. He's on your side.
Guy reaches over,
it's
he
fine.
puts his
yeah. Oh, it moves. Okay. with the hand touch. You get a willpower point, man. You guys are fucking on fire this evening. But,
Frank, stop moving. I'm trying to paint this.
yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. If you needed willpower to get you past, you'd also get a willpower point. I'm Oprah today. You all get a willpower point. So,
It's the new fresco of God and Adam, but it's
It's
Kai and a Bobby.
yeah, right. with the fist pump.
holy dog.
Like,
I rolled for that painting. Yeah, it's all right. It's not my best.
you know what? You just rip it out of your, like, out of your, it's like a white page kind of thing going on. Like
No, he brought canvases with him.
canvases. So you just drop it on the ground.
Yeah, I'm just like, it looks good. But it's just not what I'm going for.
Yeah.
I'm trying to mix the end of the world with like a clinical definition of consumerism, and it's just not. I don't know when I find it.
All right. As you drop it on the ground, you do. A gentleman walks past you and goes, "Sorry to do this, everybody. That's a good painting right over there."
Oh no.
He like picks it up, looks at you, looks at the painting, looks back at his wife.
Ugh, fine, I take it. I sign it.
Thank you very much. I mean, like, it's very good to see you.
I was
I
never
mean,
here.
like,
Go. Go.
He gives you a hug. Why don't you give me a wits and awareness roll?
Oh my god.
Ooh, it's an awareness.
We haven't had that in a while.
Woohoo.
That's our main role from the other campaign.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
3.
You don't feel him taking the pen, but the one sidearm that you had,
Rude.
his fingers are on it, and expertly he's trying. You caught the sidearm as he was.
Instead of saying anything, I just take the painting, put my hand back on the painting. as he has his hand on his sidearm.
Immediately, a very like mousy-haired woman, like not mousy, but just like like large, tangled, just this
Pile of hair.
pile of hair, like short in stature, looks up to you. Make yourself a fucking composure roll, as if an outrageously terrifying woman steps up to you.
Just composure.
Just composure. You swear to God, you could see the entire solar system bubbling in her eyes as she.
I got one success.
Yeah, right. You have a moment of you holding the gun and him holding the picture. He
No,
looks-
I'm holding the picture.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. So he looks back to his wife and goes, "Let's go with the gun." So holds on to the picture.
I just look at the picture.
I'm glad we did this. They walk away slowly.
I lived in New York.
Yeah.
I know how this works.
As they walk away.
The commerce of a shakedown. I like
Yeah,
it.
right. Exactly.
There's a code.
Yeah.
The cop goes, "You guys seem to be very capable. Can you help us take these people? We're just trying to their block got destroyed, and we're just trying to do our best to get them to someplace safe."
Oh, where are you trying to take them? What direction?
It's in the opposite way that you're going. He goes like, "Yeah, streets in London down and the streets in London left, and then like right by the square that I know about London." I've never been to London.
Sorry.
Got it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
This is funny.
Visualizing.
By that fountain and that good statue.
Damn it.
Like right by that, grassy area and the really important thing that like means a lot to people. It's right there.
I'm going to look at Bogey and Kai, and Frank, I suppose.
The guys had enough balls to like knock on your armor to make sure that you're like an actual person.
And I am just going to say, shall we? And then just go at vampire speed and collect all of the people and redeposit them and come back to the corner.
There's like 40 of them.
That's fine. There's 4 of us. We can move 10 people each.
Where are we moving them to?
To the next location and then coming back. You
And then
guys,
coming
like-
back, yeah.
Taking them back for snacks.
Yeah, no, they're not the
Yes.
snacks. They're not the snacks.
Oh, why not?
I mean, this was, it could be,
hold on.
but
I mean, you do
That's
have an
kinda
answer.
what-
You have an answer right in front of you.
Kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, we got all these juice boxes right here.
You do see there is a plethora of cops, though.
Yeah,
don't let me get in. Andy,
Hello.
you as that's been said, you did see a true solar system in that one woman's eyes. The conflict has been done. You guys walked away, but that is a choice that you definitely have. It's not a bad choice. I mean, you could just finish this right now. Those are a bunch of. You can go get some blood bags, or you can go get some people, or you can take these people.
well, now that we know where those people are, we can collect the blood bags and then come back and get the rest of the people. Because really, the blood bags seem to be the important part of all of this.
Yes,
The
I-
live bodies would simply be the bonus, right?
Well, I know Betty, and Betty wants what she wants. And so, if she asks for Thai food and you bring home McDonald's, it's not exactly.
She was talking about Thai food.
I know she's literally never not talking about Thai food.
She had a good time in the islands. What are you gonna say? No.
But as a dessert, maybe after we're done. But I would suggest we get what she wants first.
As that conversation's happening, you see Gomez like walking behind. He goes to take a step. All of a
Gomez is
sudden,
like, "Hey."
yeah, no,
Oh,
no. All of a sudden, like he changes his mind. You just see one of the cops fall off of the curb he was walking on and break his ankle. A lot of the cops aren't aware of this; they just run over. But you feel actually, once you have a huge amount of auspex. Give me your auspex and occult.
Actually, I don't really have a cult.
Man, that Auspex thing.
Yeah. It's wild.
No, there we go.
Maybe I should invest the time.
Yes.
You got 2 for free.
I know.
5.
Whoa. Shit that it's just on the cusp of mage. Some of the people that you've tortured right before you decided to take like a painting of like their back molar. you know, some of them talk about luck. You know it actually exists in the magical world, but it's a very rare discipline. You have a wave of maybe what that would be like. Mm-hmm. You can see her hair kind of stand up as if it was in static. And she
Okay,
puts her hand back on her husband's, shoulder and starts continuously walking them backwards.
Okay, if we do go back, we're gonna send half of them to the Queen and the other half to Elysium.
It's your choice.
To the queen.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know these things. Why do you assume that I know things?
Oh, well, you're just walking around talking like you know things. So,
I do know things.
see?
Why would you assume that I don't know things?
Well, that you just said.
Onward, Frank.
Also,
Yeah,
are we? So,
What has happened?
I mean,
What has happened?
Yeah, good question. Okay, so, why don't we talk to the cops and have them send the elderly and the infirmed to the Queen, and then keep the able-bodied people a little closer to where we know we can get them?
Are you talking to the storyteller or are you talking to who?
Talking to everybody.
I mean, from my perspective, we were just going to go to the hospital. We can take these. I mean, we don't have to go to the hospital then.
No, we need to because she's expecting
Hospital.
and yeah, she's also expecting bagged lunch. So
Capri Suns.
yeah,
I mean, if it's just me personally, I'm going to say it's a little bit of extra work,
We can always just put a pin in it for now. Come back. They might
Yeah.
not even be here when we get back. Who knows?
I mean, that little angry woman seems kind of scary.
Yeah, don't like her.
she's
Yeah, you felt that
intriguing.
too? She's a...
Intriguing, I think is the
Interesting
word you're
person.
looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, let's go to the hospital then. Let's stop messing around.
Are we going to help them take these people to their place? It's on the way, isn't it? Just a slight detour.
No, they're going in the opposite direction. They seem to be walking towards the area that you're in. The road just keeps on getting worse. Obviously, there's been more and more destruction there, more burnt out buildings. Nobody taking care of their shop fronts. It seems that what you got from the cops' information is that their entire area got destroyed. So they're trying to bring them to like a refugee center, like you would.
Okay. So we'll just tell them no. We have
Yeah.
things to do in this direction.
The cops have already gone over to one of their guys that broke his ankle on the small ledge. They've got him up. No time to fix this. Probably when they can finally camp down for the evening, they'll address this to whatever capacity that they have.
Bullet to the brain.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, at this
The
point,
horse?
Yeah, it works in
Yeah.
It's good enough for a horse.
Frank goes, I think we got. I mean, if we want a snack on the back, that sounds good. We can always eat them later. But I don't exactly want to go back to Elysium, but I'm very happy being not outside here. I mean, have you guys met some Sodites? They're pretty fucked up.
Yeah, we've run into them and worked with them a few times actually.
Yeah, been working with Sodites.
I mean, we have, yeah.
Frank, you know what I'm thinking about working both sides?
Yeah, we're mercenaries, man. Whoever can pay is the
I mean, I get that.
highest
honestly.
price, so to speak.
I mean, it's just, if you're good at something, don't do it for free.
That's it.
All right. Continues walking you guys down. You do see an emergency room, emergency in front, the hospital itself. You can look up, as you all look up to the windows, you can see different ones lighting in and lighting out, different rooms, secure, electricity kind of moving around the building. Most of it is lit up though. It seems to be a small rundown. All of you would have enough life experience to know that hospitals do have generators, even if the grid is off. If you're in the middle of a heart surgery, they, click it on to get you through what you need to do.
Yeah, otherwise that would be a
This-
bad time.
This is more like it. Nothing's more clinical than a clinic.
Right. You say that. and
Profound.
Thank you.
The
No,
sliding
it's not a wolf
glass.
bone, but whatever.
Yeah. The sliding glass does part for all of you as you walk, and a smiling face is behind the back door. You see somebody in fact, especially you see somebody painting behind them. Things are being changed. The music comes all the way in. It is a Society of Seven music coming all the way through the loudspeakers. It does wean a little bit as the electricity comes in and out, but it seems to be quite stable. Big smile in that last little thing as you walk in. The emergency, just the E breaks. Too much flux. We're going to take a break right there. Come right back to you.
Okie dokie. Another break. Okay, yes.
I have to pee.
So do I.
Hey.
I'll run upstairs. You can take the bathroom downstairs.
Oh,
Is Margie going to join
so
us?
nice.
Is that Steve Jobs?
Come on, that was great.
Applause.
It's like, it's turtleneck.
Are you looking for a D&D podcast with a dark side? Something more like Game of Thrones and less like Monty Python? Tale of the Manticore is part dark fantasy audio drama, part solo D&D RPG. There's no plot armor here. The dice make all the important decisions. Join me as I resurrect the excitement, wonder, and emotion of old school D&D. Made for a mature audience, Tale of the Manticore is both a fiction and a game. It's the story where chaos rolls.
Well, hello, fellow travelers through the podcast airwaves. I'm Nathan.
I'm Jake.
I'm Jamie.
And oh, look what's this? Why, it's something we made I'd like to tell you about. It's Knight's Quest.
Knight's Quest is a fantasy RPG podcast where the three of us use dice and our imaginations to write a story together.
We're putting some wacky characters through whatever situations we can think of to tell an interesting story, and it's improvised, so we don't even know where it's going to go next.
Sometimes we buy socks. Sometimes we talk about bread. And sometimes we accidentally summon the god of chaos.
Just an average Friday here on Knight's Quest.
And with an original musical score for every episode, you won't want to miss anything that's happening in our story here at Knight's Quest, every other Friday, wherever podcasts can be found.
Yeah, we'll play some dodgeball and we'll get thrown in the dungeon by the king. It's fine. We'll do it all here on Knight's Quest.
Oh, this sounds brutal. I like this podcast. Oh, hello. My name is Pira. I come from the Emberclaw Pride, which is in the realm of Talia. I have to travel around with a group called the D&D Apocalypse Tour. We were chosen by the gods to sort out everything that's wrong with the realm. The group consists of an awkward Medusa named Minove, who likes to blow things up. We've got a very annoying evil cat who I hate, whose name is Salem, and a rather strange turtle named Thal, who has these very weird prophetic powers. And I can set myself on fire when I get very angry. So if you want to listen to our shenanigans, look for us, the D&D Apocalypse Tour, wherever you get your podcasts.
Quiet on set. Action. Attention Deficit and Hyperactive Dragons, ADHD, is a real play D&D podcast following the events of 4 dumbasses and their friends trying their best to play a tabletop game.
My name is Audrey and I play Velvet the Herringon Ranger, who is just as lovable as she is batshit crazy.
My name's Caleb and I play Dr. Rosalind Rose Thompson, a bookish archaeologist with a taste for murder.
I play Xylus Ramsbottom, a delightfully stuck-up high elf druid.
And I'm Daniel, the dungeon master for this wonderful mess. Check us out if you want a roller coaster adventure, poor decisions, good storytelling, and an indiscriminate use of spells.
Mr. Witch and Mr. Light have an agreement with a group of hags who call themselves the Hourglass Coven. You see, they can come and go into the Witchlight Carnival as they please to steal from naughty patrons. But what happens when those patrons come back years later looking for those lost things? Find out as Wizards and Wine takes on The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. 2 tables playing through the same adventure. One table more thoughtful, kind, and bold in their actions. The other table more decisive, more adventurous, a little more prone to taking risks. The actions of each table influences the gameplay of the other. Find out how it all shakes out with Wizards and Wine, The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. You can catch the podcast on your favorite podcasting platform, and you can catch the live stream on Mondays. Find us on YouTube and Facebook. We hope to see you at the carnival very soon.
Boom. Able to say, hey,
Yes. My entire life is just boom, boom, boom.
It sure is.
Bill.
Middle of the
Syphilis.
Yeah. And I answer. It's the weirdest thing.
Syphilis.
Oh, yeah.
Wow,
I
that's
forgot about that one. Jeez.
That's a deep cut, man.
Yeah.
Syphilis. All right, welcome back to Vampires and Vitae. We got
Syphilis free.
By the way, if you
As far as
are
we know.
an old-time listener, you will definitely love all those member bears that just dropped on you. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, actually, for me personally, and for all you guys that are have been listening to us for a very, very long time.
16.
This one's great. All right, my friend. I need you to roll me a composure roll with etiquette.
Oh, can he do that?
Yep.
No, I mean him. Don't know if
I got
Andy had much
one
etiquette.
success.
Ooh.
Yeah. My composure is 2, and my etiquette. Who needs etiquette?
Andy Warhol didn't show any etiquette.
Exactly.
All right. As you were walking in,
I threw paint onto the prince's mural. I don't know etiquette.
Right.
as you were walking in, that little last E for emergency, that tss, 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 as it exploded with its own little frame. You saw the moment. You saw the picture. You saw the painting of these individuals walking in. Frank, the largest shoulders that you know, a good friend of yours. It feels like he should be dragging something, almost something missing, like a future memory that you haven't seen yet. As he bounds 1 foot heavy after another, Militissa, the sticking out of her back, that tiny little chain that is rattling behind. You see two opposing forces happening. You can smell Sedite coming out of the room the moment those glass doors opened. Kai, that mechanical sound, the screeching of metal and servos, making perfect unison. The small buzz of technology. The two different eyeglasses, the two different sides of humanity. Bogey clutching something that you know is powerful. You had a little bit of an insight. You know here's a painting. You don't know what it is, but it's bubbling inside you.
I have to get in this goddamn hospital.
Yeah, right, yeah. But it's the back shot. It's them dealing with this front person. Mm-hmm. Well, hi there. Hi. Hi. Welcome on in. Looks like you got our flowers. Are you part of our outreach program? You see, she's like dangling a piece of cheese in one of those rats. The different mouths, it's always out of reach. So she's playing with a pet. Like a guinea pig going, jump for it, jump for it, jump for
She's
it.
domesticated a beach ball rat.
Oh, yeah. She's just like in a little.
It's ballsy.
Yeah.
It's a ball.
Yeah. But it's not attacking anybody in there.
Right.
Bogey, you see that the person that they're working on is it's a person that's not passed out. They're still struggling. He dips a little, like a paintbrush in, like one of those little fine, like tiny ones that you'd work on a model. It's just slowly going back through a mural. You see that he's already made a snake. Dips it back in and goes, oh, fuck. And picks out a drill and zzz, makes another little hole in his brain. Not to the brain matter, just through the skull. That smell of almost burning plastic, the smell of overcooked bone permeates the air. And it's as if you're walking into a youth pastor's idea. Hi. Did you get the pamphlets?
Which one are you talking about specifically? Because we've seen dozens.
For Set.
For Set.
Of course. She like still just absently like fucking with this tormented creature.
Right.
Yep.
This is real.
That's a little too real, I'm going to be honest.
So
You can almost hear the small, thin brushes go into one of the little creases of his brain. I tell you what, Bogey, you're my investigator. Give me a wits and awareness roll.
At least one of those is good.
Go for it, man. You're gonna need some cookies.
Noticing his interview.
This is to date what I'm referencing my darkest episode.
Can I do something?
Yeah, no kidding.
As you're looking.
I get a bad vibe, right?
Oh, this is.
So
You're looking at if the Setites win.
I just take that that TNT with the
Mm-hmm.
with the.
You have a digital cap now.
Yeah, it's all capped up and ready to go,
Right.
and I'm gonna stick it under the desk, like as if it's
Oh, fuck yeah, you will.
just in case. I just
Paying
get a bad
attention.
vibe,
Hold
so
on,
I'm like
hold
exit
on,
strategy.
hold on. Him first, and then you second.
Okay.
Cool.
4.
That was 5.
Oh, 5.
Because you had 4 and then 2 here minus the 1, so that'd be 5 total.
Carry the 3.
Gotcha.
You look up, and you see in the vents on top of this woman, where the AC would be coming down. You take it happenstance up, and you see a terrified kid with a piece of rubble in his hand and a scalpel turned upside down, looking at the person that's getting his head screwed in, and this person.
Oh shit.
Like you're looking down, like he's looking down at that. But you do catch just these eyes, these haunted eyes that are just malnutritious. But you do catch that looking down. How do you want to fix it? How do you want to? It's just you just throw it underneath, or just buy.
Like I'm assuming it's one of those like
Big. It's big. She couldn't see you drop something underneath it. Like, all front desk are like quite large.
Yeah,
you
just
know.
to kind of slide it, like maybe drop it and just kind of slide it under with my foot.
Yep.
And then
Hits
it's
hits
hidden.
hits that. No problem.
Would it be possible to talk to your head surgeon?
No problem. She just steps down and underneath the desk and comes right back up. Hi. How can I help you?
Yeah, we were
same person.
Yeah. Kitschy. We are with Elysium. We have a deal previously with getting supplies of blood, and recently it appears that is not happening. Now, whatever you're doing here is beyond me, but we do need that transportation of blood.
So you're not converts. The cheese stops for a second.
I guess everyone's a potential convert, but at the moment, we are here on more of a business transaction.
Well, we're planning on keeping all of our supplies.
Interesting.
You can see like one of her eyelids, like as she like blinks unnaturally, like it comes back as a snake pupil and then comes back as a normal.
2 questions. Not for her.
You-
for Robbie.
you-
Is she still more? Because she's not a vampire, or is she?
She's vamp.
She's vamp.
Absolutely.
She's vamp.
Interesting.
You do see behind you like Frank is lining up his shoulders.
Interesting.
Get ready to square off. Okay. As a person who has been in my profession for as long as I have, I would recognize that right away in Frank, right?
Oh yeah, I mean you're seeing a perfected tool of war, like deciding to be a bulldozer.
Oh,
like
interesting.
I mean, just that. That's what you see out of Frank. That's what Militissa sees out of Frank.
Well, that's interesting. Thank you for your time. I'm gonna go to the waiting area real quick.
As you do that,
and I just go
like
sit.
2 little things over there. on
Yeah,
the
like a
side.
little chair, you know.
As you go to the chair and sit down, you do see both ravens take off and start to circle.
And I'm going to do something while they do this. Whatever that is they need to do. Because
fair
Andy
enough.
is like, this seems like a lot.
Like a
so-
picture.
Yeah.
But you are getting those moments, like, you know, as a director, you're getting those that like you catch things in moments, you catch things in shots.
I need a couple of minutes, guys. Excuse me.
So you're building a mental storyboard.
Yeah, exactly. Father, before they take off, Father, there seems to be problems here.
Yes.
Would you like me and Petunia to scout?
Yes, but be safe.
He looks at Petunia. Petunia, they both. By the way, I shall be asking for her claw in marriage soon.
Okay. Congratulations.
Yes. It's a little bit awkward because she's also your daughter. I shall be asking for her claw.
It's not a daughter by blood, so it's okay.
Fair enough, Father. As they take off, and that's the moment that you see surrounding. You do see, this is your guys' last chance to pull this back from the brink or just fucking go.
Well, I need a couple of minutes in game. What is this? No.
Yeah, there's no auspex in there.
No, there was. I pulled them out. I don't know where I put them, though.
Yeah, they're over here somewhere. I think it's this little pile.
The cheese has stopped, unless you're trying to convert or convince this vampire that you are converting.
Why don't you...
there will be a moment.
Yeah, why don't you keep her talking while I...
Also, I'm going to put this to the other players.
Damn.
Yeah.
We got some... We're using some blood, huh, guys?
Yeah. So this could have a big payoff, but it's a double rouse check. So the possibilities are terrible. But if I activate Majesty, I can appear as absolutely infernal
You
or
have fucking majesty?
I have Majesty.
Jesus Christ.
I can appear
We're high-level
as
characters.
Yeah. Absolutely infernal.
I get to use majesty. You don't get to use
I
majesty.
do so. My paper says so.
Jesus. All right. For the people at home.
Well, just hang on a second, because I
It's
can
a big
appear as
cost.
It's a huge cost. I can appear as infernal, or I can appear as like strikingly beautiful, which could be angelic.
I mean, Demi Moore was really hot.
So I'm asking the table, if I activate it, do I go angelic or do I go sinister?
I'm going to say Elise grabs your ass and makes you go for the other one.
To beauty or to...
To beauty, man.
But I feel like terror makes more sense with the Setites.
Do you?
I do. That's why I'm asking the table and not making the decision my own, because...
I was going to... I mean, Set is neither good nor evil, technically.
Right.
It's escapism.
Yeah.
Pure nihilism.
Sure.
Which would be darker than it would be light.
Yeah. Okay, so people in the presence of the user can only stare, slack-jawed, or avert their eyes in fear or submission. Anyone wanting to act in this way or in any way in opposition to the user, except for self-preservation, must successfully contest their composure and resolve versus the vampire's charisma and presence. A win allows 1 turn of freedom plus one per point of margin. So if I succeed by 7, I get 7 free actions. Only a critical win resists the effect for the entire scene.
What's the...
Can you do that without affecting us?
Yeah.
What's the contested?
The contested is charisma and presence and composure and resolve.
Composure and resolve.
Yeah.
Against
my charisma and presence.
All right.
I have
Are
to
you officially doing this?
I have to do a double rouse check, though.
Okay. Before you do
Nice.
this, just letting you know,
Yeah.
first of all, tell me your intention before you roll.
My intention is basically what I'm, and I don't know where I got this from. I don't know if it's in another game that we've played, but I almost see it like glamour, where you activate a thing and you just like dazzle the person that you're talking
That's
to.
how majesty really does work.
Yeah,
and it's
and
also like widespread. I mean, like it's a AOE effect.
yeah. So, well, if it's AOE, then I'm going to affect everybody that's with me too.
Well, if you fail on your double rouse check, you will
Affect everybody
affect
anyway.
everybody. So I'm changing it to, instead of having, you can either have kind magic or non-kind magic.
Right.
So I'll if you pass both of your checks, it'll only affect the person you're trying to hit.
Okay. And that's the creepy setite.
And the painter, I'd say that's definitely within
The
your
two?
AOE.
Okay.
But if you fail your rouse check,
Yes. That's the page you wrote it on.
I also have a thing.
Okay. 2 rouse checks.
let's do those first.
Number 1 is a 1.
Number 2.
Number 2 is a 3.
All right.
That's
I
a
was gonna
13.
say, you should have used a different die.
There's a 10. It's out of the roll though, so I was just seeing what would happen if I had to roll 3. So 1 fail, 1 success.
It's still a failure.
Yeah. A violent one.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Okie dokie.
As you squint to this person, what were you trying to do? Awe them or scare them?
Well, if I had have passed that, I would have said awe them. But now that I have failed it, I would go straight terror.
The eyebrows come together, and you don't feel comfortable with them. You would have been much happier had that been your face that you know what it is.
Yeah.
It kind of like hiccups you. So instead, you go into an infernal rage, your face becoming feral, your fangs. It's not like your physical body is not being changed, but the way that people perceive you is this horrific creature, like as if the manifestation of a vampire bat.
Right.
Those long ears elongate, and the small hairs within the ear elongate. You see this, Bogey. You're hit with the same thing. You can make me a composure roll to see if you can tell the difference.
Just composure?
Just composure, because it was too quick. And it's on your own teammate. All of you guys are going to do this. In fact, you can all make a composure roll. It's just.
I do have a question.
I got an answer.
With my thing, I'm in a light trance currently. Would I have noticed this?
Yeah, you're trying to make the painting.
Well, no, I mean, what I'm doing with it, I'm casting clairvoyance right now.
Oh.
So that's why I'm sitting over in the corner. So it
So then
says
you can
it's-
you can take the freebie. It's fine.
Okay, I'm just saying because I feel like my character, unless it's actively pulling me out of it,
Right.
is not aware of what they are doing right
Wasn't
now.
looking directly upon.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's all.
Yeah, you can get a freebie on this one because you had taken yourself out of the scene, gotten to the waiting room. That's fine. That's fine.
Hell yeah.
Just compose.
2.
My composure sucks.
2.
So does
2.
mine.
By the way, 2 is the passing line.
All right.
All right. 2.
Wait,
You look at.
like
Two
two
successes.
successes.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. All right. So you look over to her. You see your friend become in your head for a moment. This horrific creature. You're able to shake that off and walk away from it.
Ew, gross.
3.
All right.
Well done, sir. Well done. Okay.
In fact, Kai, you almost have like a take into like seeing your own mask on her, and that's actually approval. You're like, yeah, that's the girl. It's still a success, even with a 1. You know, like it does take effect, but I gotta roll their composure to figure out. Sorry, what is it? The against?
Oh shit. Tyler, can you look up Majesty for me? I already forget.
Sorry,
I know. I
got the
roll
right amount of
composure
dice.
and
I
presence.
still have them in my hand. I just don't know what the 2 things are.
Yeah.
What page is it?
Oh god, I don't know. It's under presence,
1, 2,
level 5.
3.
It's whatever your 2 lowest
2.
scores are.
Yeah.
You see it take effect. The person pauses for a moment. In that pause, Bogey, that child from the grate, realizes the break in tension, opens up the grate and starts falling down. They have the stone and they have the scalpel in their hand, coming directly down. Instead of looking up to kill this attack, they're looking at you because you're way more aggressive, but you do not put them into a frenzy or are afraid of you. Let me roll for the other guy that is making the painting.
He's coming down fast.
Dropping at the speed of
Falling.
Of a child falling out of a rapids.
Yeah. Falling at the speed of gravity.
He does also pause, but is not taking effect from it.
Right.
All right. But also, you didn't terrify any of your friends, so there really wasn't that much of a negative.
Oh, they would have
recourse.
seen Militissa do this
Yeah,
stuff
right.
before
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah, but you that whole that shockwave just rocked through your troop. Bogey, you are the only one that was aware of the kid up front coming straight down. He's about to kill this person. What would you like to do?
I got a handle on a pistol, and I'm going to see what happens.
Hand him a pistol. He's falling from the air.
No, I have my handle on my pistol.
Hand on the pistol, so you're going to hold your action.
Mm-hmm. If
what's the circumstances to
if
draw
kid
and hit?
fails to do enough damage to this creature person, and they start to go after the kid, I'm going to shoot.
All right, so you're holding your action to let the kid take his action first. Kai, what do you like to do?
Kid's still falling.
Kid's still falling. He's like, "Rah!" I mean, like he's got a bludgeoning and he's got a stabber.
Yeah, he's actually a pretty ferocious little kid.
Is he doing the dumbass thing where you're trying to sneak up on somebody, but you do the battle cry as you're falling?
No, he is
Ninja style.
He is terrified. He's been sitting there for a while. What you don't know is the guy that's getting his brain used is his father.
I kind of figured.
Yeah, like he's been waiting for a moment.
He's against, like, is he a foe to us?
He's a foe to the person that has drilling
he's
into
going
the.
after the Setite who's drilling his father's head and using it to paint the mural with. So he's coming down over top of that guy with a scalpel and a rock.
I mean, I feel like it's justified, so I'm kind of having an issue with it.
That's
If it's
why
justified, it's justified, right?
Right.
Like, yeah.
That was
like-
my thinking is, this kid has a reason to do this. It's probably a family member that's getting injured.
Like he's not an athlete. He's never killed anybody. We're talking about like an 11-year-old kid that is just you can see within this moment that like non-kept. Like, you know, when you just haven't eaten long enough, yes, the class will talk, but like, you know, when you haven't had enough water and your cheeks start sucking in. You guys all need to have an action. Yeah, go ahead.
Celerity, rapid reflexes. I want to draw my two-handed sword and cut the Setite's head off.
I miss celerity.
Right, it's a fun one. As the kid's falling, I want to take care of it. I want to help the kid.
Yeah. Can I pull the kid out, like, and let you finish?
Catch it? Yeah.
just catch
Well,
the kid.
he's falling on the one with there's two Setites in this setup.
Setites in the setup.
Said I don't.
Yes. As the kid is falling, I'll allow you to take the thing, and he will get to try to duck you, but you are coming into crust over the person at the desk, not the person, not the artist.
No problem. And I'm just gonna yell Kai, and I'm gonna swing.
Yeah, right. As that sword is coming in, Kai, what was your move?
Soaring leap
Soaring leap straight up to do what?
to basically like almost tackle the kid, kind of a little bit, like just grab him and get him out of the way.
So not straight up. It's
Yeah, like
launch.
Yeah.
across.
You're so tall, you could just.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's true.
And if that's the case, but ideally, I just want to get him
Out of the
Away from
problem.
Out of the way of the sword.
And your last?
Hello. The sound of ER music in the waiting room, just nice soft jazz. As I have casted clairvoyance, so that I can find out what is so important about this hospital, so to speak. You know, I've got this real itch, you know, and this lady's freaking me out. So, clairvoyance says by closing your eyes and entering a light trance, the vampire becomes a master of its surroundings. In a few minutes, which is why I need a couple minutes, so give me a second, which to the waiting room, they can gather information from roughly a city block-sized area, so I'd say about the size of a hospital.
I think
right?
argument can be made for sure. Yeah. I like it.
But you need a few minutes, right?
Yeah.
That's why I've been in the waiting room.
Why he's been in the waiting room.
that would and basically you get information from a city block-sized area that would normally take many hours or days of legwork and investigation. Once connected in such a way to their surroundings, the vampire can also receive information on anything happening out of the ordinary in this area. Ooh. That's specifically what I'm trying to tap into.
All right.
Because I had that moment when I walked in.
I get it.
And then the lady was like really, I was like, all right, I need a minute. I like this.
Well, then I'll tell this from your perspective.
I do need to roll for it, just so you know.
Roll.
So.
And then we'll
roll.
do all pieces.
Yes.
There's a lot of vampire abilities happening all at once.
Six successes.
You hear the grate fall. He hasn't lifted it up. He just went straight fucking through. Piece of steel is turning, and in that piece of turning, you can see one of the feathers of the ravens now circling around the room. Fall with it. You see Kai squat down and start to make a jump for the kid. You see Militissa coming out of her trance. You see Bogey holding. Different approach than Kai. Kai wanted to save the kid from the turmoil. Seems like Bogey wanted to let the kid have his fucking revenge. You get as if you're doing sonar underneath the ocean. All the way out. You feel the concentration of blood. You now have like an anchor of where you really need to go. Doesn't apply to this particular area, but that much of a moment was kind of like your beginning. Like, you are here, you know? You know what I mean? Like, so this was a big enough moment when it comes to all these pieces moving at the same time. You know you have a path now.
Okay.
Kid is falling. The woman in the front desk flicks the cheese at Militissa. She wasn't affected by she passed the roll. The rat on its couple legs. Yeah, right?
Gross.
All right, goes. Boom. You see like 4 tails at the very end where it happened to be rolling at the moment. Come back and springboard towards you. 2 mouths. One over here, one on the very top and one on the side, are fighting each other to try to take something out of you. Kai, give me a dexterity and athletics roll. Bogey, you're holding your action, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dang, man. Here, take some of these.
It's like negative.
Yes, what the fuck was that roll? Here, have those.
-2.
-2. You all know enough about humanity.
Dang.
Right?
I'm gonna
that
crush the kid.
there is something that you've all lost by losing your humanity.
Yeah.
You've lost love. Actual, real, I can do something that I can't do. That's what it is to be completely involved with something. This kid has probably been watching. Is it his first hole? How big was the first screw that went to his father's head? They've kept him alive. The mural is partly done. How many times has this kid, how much anger has been done? What has happened to a person that still has a soul, a child, still untainted, being tainted by the moment? He turns his body as you're coming down, completely and utterly focused on killing this thing that has been drilling into his father's head. Bogey, you look at this completely approvingly.
This makes sense.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Let the kid do his thing.
Yeah, right? Militissa.
Yeah.
You can feel the wash coming off of you. You have you were using celerity, right?
Yep.
Give me more visual of exactly what you're trying to do here in this exact moment. This is within using celerity, so.
Yeah. So it's just drawing the sword 2-handed. With a strike.
I'm going straight through the person's neck. Right, cool. No problem. That's the person at the desk.
Making them die.
All right, make me a dexterity. No, sorry. Two-handed sword, strength, and melee.
Yes.
You're trying to beat 3.
Okay.
She's got 57 dice.
I don't have enough of this color.
What color are you looking for?
it's-
I don't have any of those.
I'll take 2 of these clear ones. That should work just fine. Make sure this is nice and flat. How many?
3, trying to beat 3.
Okay. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.
4.
Hooray!
Yeah. As you slice into this person's neck, it does go all the way through. You do feel it hit the spinal cord as your
It's my favorite
yeah,
part.
right. As your glaive goes through, you're expecting it to go all the way through. You can feel it go through the little membrane of the windpipe, and then it stops, and it gets pushed back before you can decapitate. Huge grievous wounds. You know you hit hard. You know you hit dead center. This is not a one shot and done particular kind of setite.
Then I bring my sword.
All the way. Oh,
Sorry. A lot like that.
all the way back.
And that's
again.
where the head happens. you know.
Yeah, right.
You hit me in the beanbag.
Corn. Oh.
This
So-
guy is
very
now
rude.
nearly
Sorry.
headless Nick.
But yeah, so like
Yeah.
to go from the other
Yeah,
side.
right. The head's all the way on one side. Actually, it falls on this way because you got rid of the tendons. They put it back up, and you can see it start to re-net as it pushes. It seems to hit a bunch of a collection of rings on that person's left hand as it pushes down. Although Bogey, you looking at somebody that in your tribe, you'd be like, "That's my son." You know, that's one of ours. He comes down after missing Kai's. By the way, outrageous to fucking dodge that. Comes down with the actual stone itself and just caves in the head. You see him come out with the stone and the scalpel, just one after another. It is like he's not very strong, but he didn't know it was coming. It is just brain smash starts to react into the neck, brain smash into the side. I mean, just like only the way an 11-year-old could be feral.
Right.
Just like wide
I'm
eyes.
just picturing 90 pounds with a rock.
Yeah,
on
right.
top
Yeah,
of your
just
head
just
and, then get stabbed
and
in the
just like how many days has it been up there? How much frustration was there? Just like the tears that are just cleaning out like streaks from all the soot that is left on this kid's face. Like just the pure and utter rage.
So does it look like he's accomplished his goal and killed this person?
There's just one moment. I'll give you this free action. He's only 11. It's just not strong enough, and I just think you go finish it off.
Pull the trigger.
Just finish it off. But you don't feel like you're stealing the kill.
Right.
You know, like
He got his vengeance with the smash and stab.
Yeah, even after the bullet goes through within that quickness, he's still just smashing
go.
and stabbing. Yeah, right. And it's not going to stop until he
Vengeance is
runs
a
out of
Viking
it.
way,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
shit,
It's not. Here we go. That's back to the next moment. You've seen this person almost decapitated, caught your blade, thrown it aside. I guess it wasn't the pamphlets you saw. The tongue comes out, double forked. Gonna shoot. Oh, you know what? 2 shots. That's fair. First at you. He's going for the eyes. It's gonna. Let's hope it, because it is corrosive.
The lenses?
Yep, the lenses. Militissa also get ready some dice.
No bueno.
Yeah, right. So dexterity and athletics is going to be part of this. Yeah, right, against 2. You're trying to beat 2. Sorry. Yeah, just 2. 2, Kai?
Am I rolling?
Just your dexterity and athletics. You're just trying to dodge.
That's 2 positive.
Yeah, 2 6s.
They're asking for a lot.
Yeah.
High numbers in the right direction.
Yeah, right. As the tongue flicks up and like you just hit the wall because you missed the kid, the secondary tongue like spits acid in towards you. How many?
I love that reaction.
Right. There's a short for you, Raj.
Oh my god.
One.
One?
Oh,
Trade me some dice, man.
No, because as soon as I trade, then these are they were
you-
going to be
watch
hot.
it.
No.
Why don't you
right.
burn a willpower point?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And
That's
I'll
what
give you
willpower's for.
You got tons of it. My
Yeah,
God.
yeah, let's do that.
Dang.
I can't do it. I only have one left.
No. I just gave you one to this episode.
Yeah.
You have
Oh,
two.
yeah. Actually, I didn't
Oh,
even add the
okay.
one from this episode, so we'll take that one off.
Beautiful.
So you passed with 2? Remember, you can only use one willpower point per action. All right. So, like, as you're coming on in, you're like you see this like black and green like globule coming towards you. You've just started to figure out what the fuck this thing does, even though you don't want it to hit your mask. You just got back your mask. It's the most important part of your feature. You let it hit one of your gauntlets instead as you move your katana in front to block your eyes. You are not blinded. You do have to deal with this. You'll have a time limit before this becomes corrosive and you'll lose part of your armor. But it did not hit your shield. It did not hit your face. Your mask is done. You got to deal with that after. Militissa, same roll.
Was it dexterity
God,
and
quick.
athletics?
Athletics, yeah.
Get the acid off.
Give me one of your birds.
And sorry, honey, you're trying to beat 3.
You can do it.
Nice. Okay. Scanning for ones, no ones. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
That beats a 3.
The yeah,
Sit down.
it sure does.
And your mathing is great.
I'm getting better.
Taking a second back down that one that one that you had when it comes to doing your rouse roll. It's still you're very animalistic. You can almost feel yourself going into a like a not a snake, but like a mongoose kind of feel. Like your head dodges out of the way. More animalistic than you want. You can still feel that pumping through. In fact, you can smell the blood coming out of this poor man's soul, and you can smell the intent after every single hint of this kid. Because at this point, he's dropped the rock. The rock has just been cutting up his hands. Every single time he strikes it, you're starting to smell that. That's going to be problematic. But we'll come back to you. What are you trying to do?
Well, I have a path.
You've had your time.
I have a path, right? Did I get any sense of what exactly is going on in the hospital outside of the norm? Like, I know there's setites, but is there like a
you
like
feel
a vibe of like
that-
like how deep does this
that
go?
that little rat thing that you saw,
Yeah.
you've been able to find it to be a fucked with soul, a small soul, like an animal soul, like barely registers in the ideas of soul, but there's a lot of them in here. You can figure out a path. You know where you need to go, but you do have a path that will be less or more of these rats.
Gotcha.
How many mile radius?
It's a city block.
Damn. You got the whole fucking hospital. What's a city block squared? How high up do you know?
I don't know how much is.
Yeah, what?
These are the measurements of a city block.
Yeah,
like,
because he's got a cube, right?
Oh.
You feel you feel at least 4 other presences of a setite on different levels. Up, where you need to go is far corner, up somehow, and that's where the amount of lifeblood is.
Okay.
You just see these roaming groups of like dimly lit candles, like a candle on its last leg. And you associate that while looking at the little rat, by the way, that hasn't done anything yet. You can make that association.
Okay, so I think I come
You have
out-
a path.
I think I
You have a
come-
path.
I just come out of the waiting room with a Time magazine.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I know where we're going. Oh, okay, we're still doing this. Okay.
Yeah.
Thought this would be done by now.
Yeah. The piece of cheese has been thrown.
I know where we're going.
Has Frank done anything?
he's not.
Frank's gonna do something pretty cool in a second, but this is your turn. It's way you guys are the heroes. I mean, like Frank does cool shit all the time.
I mean, you got to tell us that because this last roll sucks.
Draw back to my dice.
That's why I asked.
Shit, man.
All right. So there's just the one who got his head mostly chopped off and is now healed up again, right?
You can see it. You can see it mending, as if you're looking through a spider web that is like constantly like regrowing itself.
Cut his fucking head off.
You have a ready to action, but that ready action was only for the painter, not the other one.
Yeah, I already used that.
Yeah.
Send your ravens to eat his face.
Yeah, they're up, bro. That's part of the things you can do.
Yeah, I don't trust that.
You haven't used them yet.
Take off the duct tape.
No, don't do that.
And point them at that.
Even your
even your
DM will say that's Pentex, man.
I'm gonna need somebody to do some deep dive and fix all that shit before I take
Yeah,
the
right.
tape off.
I mean, that's like into Ghostbusters. If you really got to cross the streams, maybe you got to cross the streams. But I would wait until a reason.
So I'm thinking use my machete on this guy's neck again.
So you want to go on from like the other side,
Machete!
like
No,
because
in
it's
the same
already
side.
on the
It's
same
still
side.
The side that's trying to heal.
Going again, yeah. He's already used his action, so like his reaction is going to be he used 2, so yes, absolutely. Give me your dexterity and athletics. I'm going to bring mine up to 7s because he's doing a lot. She's doing a lot of things all at once. 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry, Killer. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We've heard that before, haven't we, Tyler?
4.
Yep.
I'm so sorry about what's about to happen. I fudge rolls all the time.
You guys were way worse off when I was rolling in front of the screen.
Do you know how many times I crit on poor Mandy?
Yeah.
Bless her poor heart.
Mandy gets beat up.
Yeah, I
She
got
does.
2.
As you go on in, no, not even close. And
If it
I was
would've been
rolling for
strength-
7s too.
If it would have been strength and brawl, it would have been so much better.
Look at this. I mean, I can show it to you if you want.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah. I mean,
This piece of shit's going
I have an action yet?
yes, you do. She does block. Annoyingly enough, you know what she uses? You know those paper cutters, like like old school, like in like grade school, that just used to do. This is going to be your report. As it slices down,
God,
she
like
had one of
50
those.
pieces at a
Yeah, right. She just breaks one of those off and like stops your blade with that.
Oh, they're good weapons.
Oh yeah, it's
Especially
a
with zombies.
it's a serrated blade, not serrated, but it's a
Yeah, it's got a
yeah,
curve.
right, yeah, it's got a curved blade on it.
There's a movie that was done.
I don't know. Thankfully, this time I don't know
I think it was Zombieland.
because that means I didn't steal it from anything. So
That's not the one I'm thinking. But anyways, I digress.
I feel like we used that in season 1.
I don't know. No, it's a new one for
Did we do
me.
that in season 1?
The what?
Paper cutter. Didn't we use that blade?
Snap off the blade.
Yeah.
Usually like a
I feel like that was a
sword.
Sarah move.
Sounds familiar. Yeah.
Right?
Or you could just give this one to me.
Yeah.
I don't remember using
We're
it. Yeah, right. Yeah, but I mean, like, but yeah, the machete is blocked.
Yep.
Yes, you got an action. And by the way, you're coming up next, Tyler. If you want to do anything, this is I know you got a path for it, but
Yep.
Who's gonna paint?
you can
right.
paint, man. I mean,
just
like,
right.
yeah.
Nice. I want to so I have both my katanas, right?
Both your katanas.
I want a helicopter, like fucking
Well,
We did that in
not-
season 1.
Simpsons did it. Simpsons did it.
Oh,
Simpsons.
no,
did
that
it.
was technically
Simpsons
a
did
blender,
it.
so you're
That was
good.
the blender,
Okay.
yeah.
So I want to.
It's very effective.
Go at it.
You
right
want
at
a
that
blender?
same spot.
Yeah, you want a blender at it.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Keep targeting the wound.
You know what? Yes, 1, 2, 3. This is all within seconds. So I'm going to push mine up to 8. All right.
Am I still doing?
By the way, if you do not hit if they're going to get a recharge if you don't land. In fact, I'll roll in front.
Oh, we're good.
No, because no successes.
I'm not super excited either way.
All you need is 1.
We can't get excited
I
yet.
believe in you.
Okay, 1. 1, 2, 3,
There it is.
4, 5. Of course. 6, 7.
Jesus!
7.
You hear in your head.
There it was.
It goes Telemundo, and then like,
Helicopter mode.
yeah, right. I mean, like, but you do hear compliant. I mean, like, as both hands come up, one of them was gonna miss. This bothers you, but it works. The hand slightly goes down.
It self-corrects.
It self-corrects.
Go gadget helicopter.
Yeah, gyroscopically, it corrects. As you go into your first spin, it's like it was 360 camera around you. The first one missed as they ducked, and you're coming back with the second one, and you would have missed. But with 8 fucking successes,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
compliant,
Yes.
you catch that image.
Does it land in a trash
You
can?
see the 2 times
Or
multiplier.
three-pointer?
It says,
You know what? With 8
"Fantastico."
successes, where does it land?
Where does that land?
Where does it land?
On my sword.
Yeah. There's three little eye blinks, and then just nothing but ash.
Nice.
I'm just gonna paint that real quick.
The kid is just still screaming. Yeah, just screaming. He doesn't know it's over. You know, like the strikes are becoming less.
So at this point, I'm
4
kinda
successes on this painting. This is a nice painting. It's good.
standing next
It's
to
gorgeous.
the kid.
Like in your hands, like
Oh, wait, I get an extra for. Hold on.
yeah.
I'm going to let him
so
get a
well.
couple more hits in, and then I'm just going to like grab his arms. And it's done. So the father's just on the floor here with
Yeah.
holes in his head, but he's still alive.
You still hear heartbeats. Thank you. Thank you. Can you help my dad?
I'm not
Please.
a doctor, kid. I kill people. I don't save them.
He
But we
looks,
are in a hospital.
he just looks at all of you like he's just lost his trust in adults.
We need Helen.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just lost his trust in adults at this point. He goes over to his dad's foot and just like slinks back and pulls him a little bit. You can see a little bit of blood trailing from that. And he's like, if you can't help me, then you can't. And you just,
Okay,
I'll do it myself.
I can't help this. I'm not a doctor, but I know a room that is relatively safe that I can take you to.
For the first time, you see like a recognition of like, he thinks you guys are human.
Yeah.
What you did is just gave him the opportunity to do what he needed to do, and that he's like that. Like he wasn't going to get far.
Frank,
Would've-
could you?
Oh yeah, I mean, you guys did pretty good. That's pretty awesome. You see where he was gripping was he'd lift up the entire marble of the like welcome desk. He's probably going to use that as a weapon. He's like, that's pretty awesome. All right, and you hear the it's
Frank
like
smash.
hits.
Right.
Yeah, right. He's like, that's pretty awesome.
And
Yeah,
then
little guy.
I'm gonna lead them.
He just lifts up the dad. He goes, you got one of those? Oh, there it is. And he finds a rolling bed.
The gurney.
Yeah, right.
And I'm going to lead them to the safest part on that level that I know of because I basically clairvoyantly mapped out.
Yeah.
You know what? Absolutely. You guys can walk in silence and have a conversation as you're doing so.
Once I get him there,
Yeah.
get the kid in there and help bandage up the deck because none of us are fucking doctors.
Actually,
So-
Frank is a medic.
Okay,
I mean,
give,
he
give
is.
a quick patch job.
Yeah, right. All he does is wrap some gauze. He's like, I said, what you need is at least water. We're trying to make sure that he stays, hydrated. Change his bandages, and he's like grabbing shit as he goes, like being actually pretty, like talking to him as an adult though.
Yeah.
You know, just
I see this kid's eyes. I think the 1,000-yard stare.
oh yeah.
You know,
I mean, they are. This kid will never be the same, but in an apocalyptic world, he'll have a good chance.
Okay, so
We need to find a
I'm
liquor
gonna-
store. Use wine corks to plug up the holes in the
Yeah.
side.
So I'm going to use Forgetful Mind on the kid.
Yeah.
To rewrite his memory that there was a bomb that hit the hospital.
Yeah.
And that a piece of rubble hit the father. And that he's just going to sit there and wait for help. And that help will be coming.
You have no idea how much that hurts my soul, bro.
Your soul. Your soul.
Yeah, the kid's eyes. God, man, if you're a fan of season 1, the kid's eyes that would have survived, the kid's eyes that were in those ducks, those kid's eyes that did just kill a vampire, a future hunter's eyes, soften. And you hear that little, as you plug in the machine, the little fluids that Frank helps you plug in, beep, beep. You can see him becoming less and less and less of that person that was strong enough to kill a fucking vampire. You see it just become a person that strong to care of their dead. A bomb went off. He doesn't know any better. All he knows is to keep the door shut.
It was a bomb named Kai.
Yeah, I still haven't. I was saving that TNT for it in case we needed to get
Oh, no,
out.
no. You already, it's still there.
Yeah.
It's still there.
Just a heads up.
Yep. The door closes behind. And you have a great feed on where you're going.
Okay, well, I've taken care of that situation.
Yep.
Didn't like the eyes in that kid. He was going to grow up to be a hunter, I think. If he was to grow up, the world is ending.
I mean, his father's name was Fel Helsing, but I mean, no, it wasn't.
Anyways, I can direct us to where we need to go.
Oh, God, that was so heartbreaking. That actually takes me. If we were playing a long game today, I'd be like, I need to take a break, man. That is heartbreaking.
You're welcome. Aspects.
Yeah.
I had to tie it back into canon, you know.
Oof, that was hard.
Oh yeah.
I'll explain that at the end of the game. Why that's so heartbreaking. But yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you have a straight line.
I know exactly where I need to
You can
go,
hear
and I can basically more or less keep us away from the big dangers.
That's good.
Get a vibe of where they are.
All right, why don't you give me a that's interesting. I'm never ready to make this one.
It's like the scene from The Matrix where he's like on the left.
Yeah.
Duck.
Yeah.
So as we're walking through the hospital, I'm going to grab some pillowcases and sheets.
Okay.
To throw all the stuff in and carry it.
Oh, nice.
Fucking brilliant.
Nice. Horrifying trick or treat.
Okay. You know what? This is a play for you. I can see you almost like gliding your hands down the walls as you walk through. Like, you know how hospitals always have those section off, it's not seams, it's things in between the seams, like the plastic girder behind it, because everything needs to be possibly sterile. So, like, as you walk your fingers through it, it's almost like because you're working towards something you already know. So, like, it's like little pieces or braille as a blind man would walk through an adventure story. So give me a intelligence and performance roll.
Ooh, performer.
As your hands go through one, it's almost like a little shockwave through your memory going back to it.
Performance, you say?
I
That's
do.
4 10s.
Nice.
7 successes.
Jesus.
4 of them were 10s.
Explain to me. This is the last moment of the game, so explain to me as you point, because I think you got enough. Because unfortunately, we're never going to see this character again. So you have enough to paint, but you're going to send our courageous characters towards what they need to grab. Baby, the scene is yours.
I think I just finally connect the dots of what it is that this hospital is trying to tell me, and I think Andy is just directing Frank where to go, but feverishly like sketching out
An exact path.
an exact like pathway, but it's like a very artistic version of it. of that pathway, like you know that one painting where it's the stairs that go up and down and up and down. It's like infinitely, there's and then like there's people upside
That's
down
her-
and stuff like that.
that's her
He's
painting.
drawing like that, but it's the hospital.
Sure. So like I can see you just take that the last painting, actual like stuff, like canvas, and you just put it over Frank's like very large curved sword, and you just like push it down, and that was enough for you. You have enough to paint. You can go back to Elysium, and you just leave the group. A couple people slack-jawed. You see a little peck from Petunia that goes pecks on his head, like not happy about this. And Petunia will fuck with you the entire way out, but you feel like that's okay.
I figured it out.
Yep, you saw your
I
picture.
need to get to my paints.
Yeah, right. And that is where we're going to end it today. Thank you so much for joining us. And always remember, take a big bite out of life.
Huzzah.
Hooray! I ended it with 7 successes.
That's a hell of a roll.
Damn.
Round, man.